Welcome back to the channel. Hit that subscribe button, that like button, and turn that notifications on. As today, I have to finally do a video about this Taylor Hall coming to Edmonton. I have my opinions and thoughts, but before we get to that, we all know we don't have the salary cap. So I was going through Facebook and I came over across a rumor about the Oilers. So I opened it and it reads, I'll read you the whole thing. A recent mailbag on Sportsnet from Mark Spector indicates the Oilers would happily buy out forward James Neal if the circumstances allow. Analysis: Neal was so close to working out in Edmonton, he was blistering in October with 11 goals and 13 points and good through December. However, 2020 wasn't kind to the 32-year-old, where he scored no goals and just 4 points in 13 games. He also missed February due to injury. That isn't good enough for someone who costs $5.75 million the next three seasons. Neal simply made too much money without recent production in the world where the salary cap might stay flat for next season due to this pandemic. The money that would go to Neal would instead go a long way towards securing top assets on the free agent market. Most of Edmonton's big needs are secured with the prime top line and a decent blue line and goaltender Mikko Koskinen. But they need more. The offense needs some major attention. The Oilers need another scoring threat to supplement stars Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. If Edmonton can use Neal's money and find space elsewhere, they could make a run at former Oiler Taylor Hall. Hall has been fine in 2019-20, splitting time between the Devils and Coyotes, but he hasn't been the dominant presence most expected this season. Edmonton has a top 6 ideal for someone of Hall's caliber. He could slide along next to McDavid, Draisaitl, or even Nugent Hopkins and give Edmonton another dangerous look on the wing. It's a shame Neal didn't work out after a strong start, but the money could go towards keeping Edmonton in the top of the Pacific Division. Okay, I did a video earlier about 3 months ago. I said, you know what? We can buy James Neal out. It'll be cheap. Blah, blah, blah. We could sign a free agent. When I said that, I didn't mean Taylor Hall. We do not need Taylor Hall. There's a reason why he got traded out of Edmonton. There's a reason why New Jersey couldn't put up with him anymore, and now he's in Arizona. We don't need Taylor Hall right now. Like, he's going to ask for a lot of money, and you got to think about the players we have to sign still. Ethan Bear, Riley Sheehan, possibly Tyler Ennis, possibly Double A. And then you got to think about next year. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. We need to sign him again next year. So everyone's going off, oh, Taylor Hall, come back to Edmonton. Let's trade for Taylor Hall at the deadline. No. We do not need Taylor Hall. There's other positions, as in a backup goalie or even a starting goalie, and have Koskinen as a backup, we can spend some of that money on. We could go after a guy like Tyler Toffoli. We can use that money instead of going one player. As you could see, he's a hit or miss on the screen. This isn't including this year's stats. 37, 33, okay, he was injured. 93, that was his MVP season. But 53, 65, 38 in the lockout. 80, 50 in injury seasons. Like, you don't know what you're going to get from him. And that's the risk that people are willing to take, and that's the risk people aren't willing to take. So what I'm going by here is, you know what? Say Taylor Hall wants, we'll just throw a ballpark number, $9 million a season. Okay, well, if you sign 3 guys to $3 million, that can do the exact same one player can do, would you do that? Like a backup goalie. That's in Mike Smith doesn't sign. You know what? Our defense is pretty solid. Why not a $5 million player and a $2 million player, or 4 and 2 with the $3 million backup. You can use that money for everything else. I know, I agree. Neal started this season phenomenal. That 4 goal game. He's had 2 of those this year. 4 goal game. And then he's kind of fallen off the snide. But also, how do we know how he would have finished if this coronavirus didn't come by? That is one thing that people are arguing. And I'm on the side where, you know what? Yes, we can use that other money. But if there is no the top buyout where it doesn't count against your salary cap and you have to buy him out, you're still paying Neal $1.9 million for the next 6 years. Okay, now that comes into consideration where it's against the hard salary cap, then you're short $1.9 million. I just don't see Taylor Hall wanting to come back to Edmonton. We are a winning team. This team is going to be built next year to win. We are winning already, but next year we'll have other guys coming in. We'll also have 2 years down the road when we don't know what's going to happen to Larson or Russell. Maybe that's when Proberg and Bouchard are the next Larson and Russell. Who knows? But in this case, we don't need Taylor Hall. We got Yamamoto that's going to emerge. Benson's going to emerge. We got Lavoie. Like, we got so many prospects that we don't need Taylor Hall. And Taylor Hall's going to ask for that huge chunk of money for the huge years, and someone's going to bite on it. I'm hoping it's not Edmonton. And they're going to go, wow, we just got screwed over here. Sorry about my language, but that's the only word I could think of at that time. We got screwed over here. So, this is my argument, is we got all these young guys in our system. We could go sign, say, a Tyler Toffoli instead of $9 million for 7 years. We could sign him for $6 million for 3 years, 4 years. Where, okay, at the end of the deal, we're not getting burnt because he's injury prone. He's this, he's that. I know I'm just rambling here, but Oilers fans, we gotta come to our common sense and say, look, I guess we don't need Taylor Hall. Yes, Taylor Hall would be nice. Don't get me wrong, it'd be nice, but we don't need him because of the fact of how he is. We read the reports after he got traded. What about his and Eberle's first NHL career game? He got so mad because Eberle pulled that deke off and scored, I believe it was against Kiprusoff, and Hall was furious because he thought it was his time to shine. Yet it's Eberle's debut too. And then after everything, there were reports that he was doing illegal stuff. He was horrible in the dressing room. And who knows, maybe that could be why he got pushed out of New Jersey. Was because we all know Subban has one. But maybe Hall was bad too, and they were just bonking heads nonstop, and it made the GM trade him. No one knows. But all the reports I've read about Taylor Hall in the last 2 days, because I was thinking about this video, thinking about it, is he's cancerous in the dressing room. Yeah, he's a decent player. But if I were to have to redo that year that he was drafted, I would take Tyler Seguin. That's just me. I would take Tyler Seguin, knowing what I know now, between those two, and that is it. Let me know in the comments what you think, if we should sign Taylor Hall. We all know the buyout is up in the air because we don't know what's happening next season with the salary cap, blah, blah, blah. But let me know in the comments what you think is about to happen. Like, people have been saying a goaltender in Braden Holtby. Well, I wouldn't mind Braden Holtby because we need a solid goaltender. Mikko Koskinen has hold his ground this year. Same with Mike Smith. But we need that boom goaltender. That one that was, oh, what a glove save. How did he stop that goaltender? And that could be Holtby, but there's other goalies on the market too. So let me know what you think, because I believe Taylor Hall shouldn't come back to Edmonton. If they sign him, you guys can chirp me all you want, but I hope they don't. And you guys have a great day. I'll catch you later.